Alright, I think I got it this time. For whatever reason, I apologize for the wait. If someone was on here a few minutes early, it was scheduled for 9, but Streamlabs wanted to give me a little bit of issues getting into it. So, without further ado, let's start into this model. I'm not seeing my comments, so I'll try to keep a track on the screen as well as we get going. But as usual, the Immortal Justice, this thing's going to be a sick kit when we get into it. Just loving some of the details and the articulation on it. So let's start building this bad boy. Alright, so as usual, I cut everything out and then I actually start. As you can see, some decals. Not much though, not too many decals, but cut all the pieces out, you know, starts labeling, making sure everything is individually organized as I cut through. I did save some of the cleanup, so I will be getting into that a little bit later, but it should be pretty good. I don't see anyone on here yet, so I'm going to verify that I did not have the same issue I did last time, where I streamed to absolutely nobody, and I did it for about 2 hours. I was like, well, guess no one's watching today, but that's alright. Not a big deal. Yes, it says that I am live, so that is awesome. Guess no one's watching today, so, alright. There we go. I verified I'm live, so that makes me happy. Anyways, just a happy boy. If you guys click on this afterwards, just let me know what your favorite suit is from the new Seed movie, man. What's your favorite new suit? Drop down in the comments, let me know. And if you prefer like a certain mobile style or anything, let me adjust this camera a little bit. Alright, so getting right into it, have the head. Hey Chaos, man, what's up? I apologize for last time. Whatever reason, I actually streamed and it did not show up on here, so I was pretty bummed that the pedal rider did not come up, and then when I searched for it, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I streamed for like 2 hours, and yeah, I was like, well, no one's on tonight, and that's all right, not a big deal, but it's what it is. How you doing, Chaos? It's just pulling out the parts here. As you can see, I clip everything out beforehand, just to make it a little bit easier as I get going. I'm trying to kind of incorporate my style. You start school back up and everything now. All right. Good, man. I'm glad to hear that. So let's take a look, get some of these tools out too, because like I said, I did leave a little bit more cleanup this time. So I'll get out some handy dandy files and my nippers and stuff like that just to get going. Let's see here. Alright, right into it. We'll start building off the head here and getting going. My chat's not showing up for whatever reason, so if I miss it pop up on the screen, I apologize. But it should be pretty good. Alright, let's start in the head just to get my bearings a little bit here. Hey man, what's up, PokeZack? Oh no, I appreciate you jumping on Chaos anytime, man. It's always nice to just even see it. Just stop in for a hello. It's always nice. I appreciate that. I know it's a little bit later at night, and I get that. Or it might not be where you're at, I guess, but for me, it is a little bit later at night. The kids and everything, it's kind of hard to do that. Kind of record during the day, I'd have a screaming toddler in the background. Let's see here. And we're going. Get that pointy chin. I've been excited to build this kit. I've been waiting for a minute, pumped to build it, but you know, once I cut it out, I save it for you guys, and that's different for me because I usually I'm cutting it out and assembling it at the same time, but I wait now to, or at least some of them. I can't say I do it for all of them, but I do wait now some more to assemble them. Oh man, that sounds good. Next time for sure, bud. I appreciate it though. Hey, you take care and you have a good night, man. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You have to let me know what your favorite one's been so far. It looks like the Caliburn has been one of the more popular ones, but the my Master Grade XE has been doing pretty good for a long time, thankfully. But you have to let me know what yours is. All right. Let me see. Just gonna have it in the right spot here or something. There we go. It's all about the positioning on it. The camera angles look good for you guys. I always try to watch on my screen too a little bit, but it doesn't always want to show the best. There we go. I do like that inner green. So I did have something interesting with this kit when I took it out. Um, I picked this up when I went to the USA Gundam base tour, and then, but I actually bought it from the hobby town that was hosting it. And when I got it home, I noticed this piece right here actually snapped off the runner and scratched up my the wing on one of these like crazy. So I was pretty bummed about that, but it was all right, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna try to buff it out and polish it out a little bit before now I actually do the videos. So I have, let's see the decals, little tweezers here. Not a lot of decals with this kit, and I absolutely love it. I've actually heard some stories from the new kits where there is a ton of color correcting. I think the Rising Freedom might have been, and from what I can tell, there's not too much on this. But we'll definitely see more when we get into it for sure. But if you're checking it out, watching, I appreciate you guys coming in, stopping in today as I build up this Immortal Justice. I've definitely been really excited to build this kit. So, Athrin Zala is my favorite pilot from the Seed series, and absolutely he's my personal favorite. Yeah, I would definitely go Charboy. So all the Char-esque characters, stuff like that, is my personal favorite. Um, but it's it's definitely one of my. I'm a sucker for, I guess, the anti-hero in a way. But yeah, let's see. Why is that channel not want to line up? According to this, it should slide right in there easily. There we go. And that's lined up on the channel. And then the lower piece right here. Some nice detailing on that bad boy. Let's file that top a little bit. I do notice a little bit this reddish collar leaves some nub marks, a little bit of nubbing for cleanup. Not terrible, but it's pretty doable. Um, let's see what else we got next. Okay, small sticker, small decal on the back, small cam. And on the front. have grabbed the wrong sticker on that one. Nope, I did grab the right one. Alright. I just like to chill, build. And you got any kits, guys, that you're building or anything, let me know what you're doing. Or if you're just chilling, watching, and listening while you play some games or something, throw it down in the comments too. It goes right here. Alright. I'm trying my more broad tweezers right now, just to kind of work with them, but we'll see. I like the angle pointy ones. I'm going to switch to those actually, just to get them moved in. Let's see. Ah, Skyrim. That's always a good one. Not surprised by that by any means, though, from you, sir. Though, I guess I kind of anticipated Dark Souls too, though. Alright, so we are going with the smaller one as well. According to this, I should have probably put this on before I snapped it together, but what's the fun of following instructions? Even if they did go their way to put this in English word. I gotta say I love that with the newer kits. At least I understand what I'm gonna do wrong. I mean, that's what it is. Trial and error. Man, these little decals, they always get me. There we go. Again, not the best tweezers to use for decals because they will leave some marks. No, that's alright, man. I can't type either half the time. It's the reason I'm talking. It makes more sense that way. So switching over, doing the horn now. Of course, I left on the... I didn't cut the little safety corners on the V-fin off. I left them on. Maybe I need to get a little bit closer with the camera. I don't know, it gets kind of weird with the zooming and focusing on it, but... Come on. Once I get the head out, it gets going a little bit better. I just, for whatever reason, I finagle. I always seem to struggle with the head, just the small pieces. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Let me know. I actually prefer building master grades. I just haven't figured out a good system to do them yet. All right, and then there is the head. That looks pretty good. Except for a piece just fell off already. Look at that. If that does that again, I will probably be gluing it. I find that interesting. I'll make note of that for the review later. I don't know exactly why it's falling off like that, but Alright. Jumping ahead. I will definitely be adding that. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer with the camera. Not too much. It doesn't look like. Alright, moving on. Moving from the head into the chest. Alright. Love the color scheme. Definitely a nice setup. So we get into it. I'm just happy to be live and actually live streaming for a change. I don't know what happened last time. I was very frustrated for sure. I didn't even find the video afterwards. It was like, dang it, man. That really stunk. Building up the arms. A little bit of nubbing on the gray, you can see, but that's going to be mostly concealed anyways. So and then we're going over to the other arm, or the attachments here. It looks like it's going to have a nice adjust out from the shoulders here, so that'll be kind of nice, a nice little setup. I'll add to the articulation for sure, but I imagine the articulation on this thing is going to be awesome. It's sturdy in it. And the ball down here. Look at that, not right. Color. I will say that the difference in the colors that they have are nice. It does a great job of dividing up these colors well, especially for a high grade. It turns out pretty nice. Oop, the head popped out. Or that's just the ball joint. So I hope everyone's having a good day, just chilling, relaxing. If you have some gun clubs, let me know what you're building. I'm always intrigued to see what everyone else is building too. It's kind of nice to hear, see, gives me an idea of what's also popular right now, what you guys are liking, and maybe that's something I can look at reviewing down the road. And then, so moving into the next section, the lower part of the core. It is. I love the color separation on this thing. It's so good. I like my Justice though too, so it's definitely nice to have. No polycaps in this, by the way, too, so that's awesome. They do things that they actually mold, like for example this thing, the inner part of the frame for the attachment for the torso into the I'm guessing the lower to the actual waist is kind of like a polycap, but not. So you will definitely have some setup. No, no polycaps in this at all. So it's kind of nice. A little bit of nub markings, and see if I can clean that up a little bit without. Grain marked up a little bit, but nothing too bad. And of course, I'll clean this off afterwards before I actually get into reviewing it. Yeah, blow it off. That's alright. Just like the old cartridges from the Nintendo. Let's see. So how's this attach in here now? It's like that pops in. Interesting. That might actually make for a nice bend. This slides down. Slots in there perfectly. Well, again, when you're cutting out something that leaves nub marks, just leave a little bit of space for sanding, and that should help blend it in a little bit better. So, kind of cut back on it. Or, I mean, you can use an X-Acto knife too. You can see how that would work if you'd prefer that route. But I always just kind of cut a little bit further back and then sand it down. And it takes away from the nubs a little bit better, especially in the dark blue and stuff like that. Yeah, let me see if I can get my chat box up. Ah, here we go. Much better. Now I can actually see the chat. All right. So it sits in there on, okay. Connects in the joint, so it pops in place. Hear that click. Yeah, Bandai is notorious for the dark blue, and I did notice cutting out some of those. You definitely want to be cautious when doing the dark blues. Yeah. Yeah, it did suck, man. I was not happy about it. It just, but that's what it is. You live and learn, and you move on. And I figured it out for this one at least. So I was happy about that. Popping on white. I think the movie goes live on Netflix the 1st, and I missed it while I was in theaters for the 2 days around here, so I'll be pumped to actually watch the anime in the entirety and not just snippets online that I found, but I'm pretty pumped about that. I was bummed when I missed it in theaters. Oh, I appreciate it, man. That would have been great. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So a heads up would have been awesome about that. Oh, you have a schedule for your live streams yet on Dark Souls? I see that you stream, but I don't know if it's a consistent time frame or if it's just like certain days when you just feel like it or whatever. I've been trying to keep mine consistent on Mondays around 9, though. I don't know if this is actually my best time to do it because it looks like a lot of my viewers are actually on early in the morning. And I gotcha. All right. here is that chest. That looks good. Look at the collar separation on that. No color correcting stickers whatsoever. Have a little nub mark on the back. I still don't know why this is not staying on the head. Maybe I'll have to take a look and see if it's just not lining up or something. A little bit of glue will go a long way though on that. I don't know if you built this kit and you're watching this, let me know if you had some issues with the that connection point there with the V-fin. For whatever reason, it's not want to stay on there at all. Alright, switching over to the shoulders. It says arms, but you actually build it two separate, and then actually put the right and left on to make it a little different. No, that's good, man. If you feel like doing it, you do it, and I get that. It's just easy for me to keep a schedule, so it's kind of like, just like, hey, this is the day I'm doing this. Because if not, I would have already built this probably off the air. I really wanted to build this kit. It was hard not to. Did a couple shorts this week too, just like an update on like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. It had been a minute since I went in there and was checking out the collection, and they're getting better and better every time I check them out too. Especially when you get them 40% off. It does, most stores and stuff like that. It adds up to be a little different. Like the pricing seems to be a little on the higher side for, especially the more recent kits that they've got, but once you get the 40% in there, it evens out pretty nicely, where you still walk away with a pretty good savings. If you're wondering, I'm using the Razer version 1.5. I absolutely love this thing. It's definitely hands down one of my favorite glass files. Of course, you can use anything with different grits. Honestly, when I first started building, I use the fingernail emery boards. You can pick them up at like a beauty supply, and I was able to use that to polish and buff and sand, and they would wear out quicker. Obviously, they weren't set up for plastic, but they did the trick, and they weren't too expensive. So I could use one a couple of different times depending on how much sanding I had to do on the kit. But yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of cleaning up some nub marks and stuff as I'm going through. Alright, so this one is no polycaps on this too, guys. The Freedom Action, I think is what they call it. I absolutely love it. It is so cool to have it. Alright. So no polycaps on this at all to expect. Just a good old-fashioned build. And then did leave some nubs on here I gotta clean up still to go through. But I actually thought maybe see a little bit of the cleaning process with it as I get into it. Hopefully that gray is not exposed. I don't think it will be, but there is a little bit of stress on that. I don't think it will be though. We'll see. Alright, just working on the arms and getting into it. I absolutely love the details, and already I can tell they're so strong, and the color separation is so nice. This is the first kit that I've actually built from the new Freedom movie. So I was pretty excited, and of course, I I went with this one just because I like the Justice Gundam personally myself. So I will get around to the Freedom, and honestly, I wouldn't mind trying out some of the newer ones as well. The oh, I don't even call them. They look like oh, I can't remember the name right now. Some of the antagonists in the actual show. Like I said, I haven't got a chance to watch the movie yet, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to. It should be on Netflix, dropping here. I think I've seen it pop up on my feed on the first, so that'd be. I can't wait. I couldn't believe it once they started the movie back up that had been promised for a long time, and then kind of like dropped off to the side. There's that dark blue too, so you can see. Just be cautious of nubbing. A little bit of nub marks right there. You can see. Pay no attention to the. Let me clean it out here. I know you guys make fun of me, but I actually use a makeup brush. Stole it from my wife a long time ago. It's been a good investment. And she's like, seriously? I'm like, yes, give it to me for my models. I don't care if you need it for your makeup. I need it for my models. So, yeah. But, what can you do? She's embraced my insanity at this point. We've been married for a long time, so I guess not too long, but long enough. All right. Yep, it does work. Honestly, it's been pretty good. You wouldn't think that, but it has been. So again, no polycaps in this build at all. I can't tell you guys enough. I absolutely love the fact there's no polycaps in this, and just builds up over well. It's gonna look really good, I think, when it's all said and done. And but yeah, it's gonna be sick. And you can see just everything coming together like it is. We get down on the arm, slots on there, a little bit of nubbing again, just light sanding. Oh, so polycaps are a soft rubber that's used in a lot of the joints of these models, and they're notorious for over time, giving out or getting weak, especially if someone's actively moving their kits around and stuff like that. It will weaken them quite a bit, and they get kind of loose. So if you can dodge polycaps, which I think Bandai's leaning that way for sure these days, more and more away from polycaps. That's definitely the way to go, honestly. Did that answer your question? And then it just pops right into place. So that's something I've seen on the Intragrade. They use that a lot. Yep. Yeah, it's like a soft rubber. So there is one arm. And we'll get into the other one here. But yeah, they're all right. I mean, for me, I don't ever have really any issues with it because I'm not. I put them in one static pose, and then they kind of stay that way for a long time. But yeah, I don't. I'm not one. I'm more about the build more than the actual displaying. So it's it's interesting. So building the other arm right now, getting into it. It is. All right. Just pop that in there. Place. Grab the other piece here on the other side. Connect it, wrap around. And it looks like that gray is kind of concealed, so I won't have any issues. Ah, thank you, John, man. I appreciate that. But I definitely don't have too many issues with the nubs. Let's see. Yep. Thank you, John Ventura, for subscribing. I really appreciate that, man. Hope you're if you're building something cool. Not so far so good, man. Yeah, I'm enjoying this build so far. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, this is my first go around with the new Freedom models. So I'm definitely digging the no polycaps. I've probably said that a million times already, but honestly, loving the no polycaps. Are you working on anything good? And then just cleaning up here. Let's see. Open on. Oh, okay. Windows are nice. Um, how was that build for that one for you? Pretty good. I heard some positive things for it. I haven't got a chance to build a couple of those. I've looked at the dagger a few different times, and then I like the backpack of the Wyndham though, so that's definitely been my thing. Oh, just winding down. Sorry, I read that as Wyndham. I was thinking just building the Wyndham. That's all good, man. It is. It's a good day to. Where I was at, it was hot, and then my little man started school and everything up. So it's been a very busy day for us here. So I get it. It's just good to kind of chill and take it easy. All right, let's pop the shoulder in here. Make sure I had the right placement on that. Just some. Yeah, the red. It does kind of mark up some. Interesting. But yeah, makeup brushes work great for dusting off your sanding plastic. If anyone wants to know. The notorious Bandai dark blues too. They always kill me with the stress marks in the plastic. And I love the dark blue too. That's what's always kind of a bummer. Okay, nice. I've done reviews on both those. Actually, the Caliburn was the no the review I did right before the last review, before the Pale Rider. Um, I love it. I actually have it sitting right in front of me here. It's been on display. Thankfully, my toddler hasn't made off with it yet. So, but I absolutely love it. Love the details. I'd like to get one of those Chronos lighting kits for it. Um, Actually, I would like the lighting kit for the full mechanics aerial. It looks so sick. I absolutely love the lighting on it. So you picked up the aftermarket water slides. Where do you pick up your water slides at? I mean, the color separation on this thing is awesome. It's outstanding. Oh, it's going pretty good, man. Um, I'm enjoying the build so far. It's been pretty smooth, other than trying to fumble around with the head for a second. But it seems like I always do that when I'm trying to live stream. Yeah, but outside that, it's been pretty nice. I Oh, nice. Yeah, that was honestly a really good anime. It was done nicely. Um, I love the storyline all the ways through, and I remember kept seeing stuff on there go like, "Oh, I can't believe what happened with Ariel," and I'm like, where they, I'm assuming I don't want to spoil it too much, but where she, the tomato hand, let's say that code for that, and they're all like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "Now we're actually watching a Gundam anime." Yeah, but yeah, it was so good. Yes, yeah, I love the color scheme on this for sure. It does look good. I definitely love the colors. It's nice and detailed, nice and bright too. I will say the collar does leave a little bit of nubbing on it. I seen you just jump on here not that long ago, so but it does leave a little bit of nubs for cleanup. There's a dark bluish purple that is needs some extra love too, and unfortunately, it's like I think it's on the wings mostly. There is a gate. The gates on them are very, very, very thick for in a couple of spots, and I'm not 100% sure why, but I do like the fact that it's got a double bend in it. Yes, they do. They really do. I'm all right with that. Atherin's like one of my favorites, so I don't ever have too many issues. But what? Who's your favorite pilot from the Freedom line? Yeah, I think so too. I've heard some stuff on it already, but the double bends and everything in there, the double jointing at the arm is nice. All right, so got this going in the arm, in the inner part of the arm. It's like a little bit of nub marks on there too to clean up still. Try not to gouge into it because there's actually a little bit of a curvature in that piece right there. I think that just flew into my eye. That's the first time that's happened. Parm, are you working on anything good right now? Yeah, the color separation on it is awesome. Mulafaga. Yeah, that's a good one. He uh, he definitely had a lot of roles, especially kind of what they flipped him around and everything like that too. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. I don't know about popping off, buddy, but I am grateful for everyone that's hanging on here watching. Yeah, he goes in and out because he's really good, and then he's like, what happened after that? What is struggling to connect here? Maybe I didn't push it far enough onto it yet. That's probably what the issue is. He's the goat. Yeah. Hmm. Not really sure what's the issue, the connection point here. It's not wanting to go. It says it should just pop right on there, but does not want to go. Alright. Let's try this again. So, you can see here, just where it should pop right in there. Should peg in, but it does not want to do that. Ah, yes. That is a good one. Um, I've done a review on the Exia, and honestly, that's my favorite Exia Master Grade, hands down. Just the color detail, the schemes, beautiful articulation, and the pieces actually hold extremely well on it. I don't know. It's got to be something to do with the rebuild or something like that. Yeah, 2.0 on the Justice would be nice. It's probably going to be a long time for that one, though. Unfortunately, the 2.0 and the Granddaddy just came out, and I haven't got a chance to get my hands on one of those yet, but it looks it looks like it'd be pretty good. For whatever reason, this is not one to go on there. I'm trying to force it, but I'm afraid I'll break it. I wonder if I've flipped. It wouldn't surprise me if I flipped these pieces. Let me try this one. Oh, look there. Yeah, that's the downside of cutting these out in advance. Sometimes I do that. I flip the pieces and I'm like, why is that not working? Sorry, guys. I'm still kind of new to cutting the pieces out separately and then building it. Usually I build as I go through. So, how do you guys build? Is there a specific way? Do you go like segment by segment, or do you cut everything out? Are you a speed builder? You know, that's I I give a lot of credit to speed builders. Yeah. Um, Something newer, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I do it now. I actually, what I do is, and I could show you real quick, but I have it in a separator, so that just for to kind of streamline the stream. I cut them out separately, and then I left a little bit more cleanup for this time. But last couple of times, I actually cleaned them up beforehand, and it's honestly it does speed it up. But the downside is once you cut everything out, you have to wait to build it. Um, and that was pretty hard for me. I wanted to build this so bad once I started cutting everything out. But Kid Robot Gundams. Yeah, so I would say used to not do that. I am trying to do this style a little bit more where I do kind of keep it together, but so far the system, I don't think the system's going to work too well with larger ones. Okay, you use the runner stability to help panel line with that. Yeah, I that's a good way to do that too. Yeah, I was gonna say it's stability for keeping them on the runner is nice. But clean this up here a little bit. I use the Tamiya panel liner if I do panel line. Do you use Tamiya as well? Do you use the pins or some kind of other wash? Missed that earlier. I'll put that on there now. All right. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about a perfect grade. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of space for that one for sure. If you do, yeah, let me know how that goes. I don't know about that one. Which is there a specific perfect grade you was thinking about doing that or attempting that with, or um, most recent? Most recent master perfect grade that I built was the Astray red frame. But even with that one, I feel like it might have been okay to do, but there's a lot of pieces in that. And around here, I have several. I have a toddler. It wouldn't stay. I don't have the space to lay it out. So assembly here. And there's the top half. Minus that little cover. It keeps falling off for whatever reason. I'm going to have to glue that bad boy on there or something. I'm not sure why it keeps coming off, but it does not want to stay on there. But not bad. Not bad for the top half. I do like cutting it all out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some nice panel line with the fluorescence. That definitely has been pretty cool to see. If you got a black light or if you can set it up for a display or something like that, it'd be sick. I'll just show you guys again. No, Yep, absolutely. You gotta love kids. Stray was my second. My first perfect grade was the endless waltz wing custom, the big angel wings. That was my first for sure. But Stray is probably near and dear to my heart. Yeah, a little bit of. I don't know how much cleaning I will actually have to do on this guy, just because it's under the skirt and everything. But I love the Stray and the Gerber Straight. Just the katana is just so massive. Now I built the single, not the Kai. Um, yeah, that it's so you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's extremely. It's one of the first perfect grades. It's not the first perfect grade, but it's back there. It's not. It's I think it's after the release of the RX-78 and the Zaku's, but it's pretty dated. Just so you know, I can't remember the exact time frame. I might be wrong on that one, but I know it's pretty dated. And then the LED system setup in it is not great either. So it's actually running wire through it. And then for whatever reason, mine, I might be with everyone, but I did see this online when I did a little research. But the spring loaded feature in the wings, it was I had one wing just stop like working on together for me, unfortunately. But I honestly love it. And just with, like I said, just take out the grain of salt because it is older. Hopefully that helps you a little bit with that. But I definitely think. I mean, it looks good when it's done, and just because of how big the wings are and everything on it, it does look really good. I would love to get my hands on um, a oh Exia. I wouldn't mind building a perfect grade Exia, especially if it has the lighting kit with it, the LED kit. They're so cool. But I'll say that. Let's see, I missed a spot right here. Um, yeah, I think that would be my next perfect grade if I would build another perfect grade anytime soon. If Bandai wants to give me a God Gundam perfect grade, I would take that in a heartbeat. Okay, you haven't built the Sharzaku yet, though. Hey, welcome back, Chaos. It is all good, man. And like I said, I appreciate you stopping in, watching, hanging out. But I know it's been a few. You picked up a model yet or anything? Oh, well, I mean, sometimes quantity is definitely better. Um, I've been like debating about trying to do a little bit more on the high grade side because I have a lot of master grades right now that's sitting in the back. I won't say a lot, but some sitting in the backlog. But since I've started the streaming and everything, I've been trying to keep on a smaller scale just because with kids it's kind of hard to do larger kits. Though I did pick up the master grade L Strike while I was at that tour. The recirculated with the black and neon pink. I couldn't pass that up. That's okay. Yeah, so the L Strike is definitely a plan to build in the near future, for sure. I've already built a one version of the L Strike. I think it was considered clear, though it had more of like a pearlescent color scheme to it. But I loved it. Honestly, I do like seed kits though. G series is my favorite, hands down. But I like the seed kits. It's all right. You'll get it eventually, I'm sure. My youngest, or my not my youngest, my toddler, he likes to grab them, but especially if I'm getting ready to do a review and I've left it out on a turntable on my turn base or something like that, he'll definitely grab them. But he knows to be kind of gentle with them. I've been thankful enough that he's only dismantled a couple and over the last year or two, so it's not bad. Now I gave him an intrograde one time and it did not stay together. That was one of the first times with that one. All right, so that was the waist there. The screen camera's making a little bit brighter than what it is. It looks like, but it's more of a little bit more darker maroon. Moving down to the leg section. But yeah. Oh, smart. So I've done the Pokemon stuff with him. I've done a couple of the Pokeplus stuff with my son. He seems to get that pretty well, and he understands it pretty good. Now that's funny. I literally did not put that on there. It actually, I threw that in the container, and it somehow seeded itself on there. I was like, wait, that doesn't go there. Okay. Yeah, I are you going to do like the RX-78, the recirculated colors that it's currently on the RX-78, or are you thinking about doing different colors, doing that black and green, or are you thinking of another one? Ah, nice. Yeah, I like that. That would be a sick custom build for sure. I love the recirculated colors. I'm hoping that they bring a couple more into it. They've been the same four now for a while with between the Barbatos and stuff like that. The Gundam base tour actually did not have the RX-78. It had the other three, but not that one for whatever reason. Yeah, I was looking, picked up the Exia. I love the Exia. That was hands down my first choice when I seen it. I was able to snag it online a while back um, from an event. I guess it's been probably about 2 years ago now, which is crazy. But um, I'm hoping to add some more to that line. I've seen it in the high grade some. Yeah, they did. They did see. I remember. I know they did a couple from the Witch from Mercury. I think they did that in the Lafrith. Um, no, purple, black and purple just goes so well together. I think Lafrith. Yeah, I think was in that, and they might have done another one or two. I'm not sure on that one. It's hard to keep up with P Bandai sometimes. Hello, what's going on? Go for it, painting. How you doing? Snap that into place. There we go. Ah, okay. Well, thank you. So not the lift wrist. Ah, okay, it was on there. Okay. I thought I'd seen that one, but I hadn't seen the other ones. Um, I I did not use water slides on mine, so I'm trying to remember if it did or not. It's been a minute. I don't think it did have water slides. I think it was decals, if I remember right. Which was kind of surprising. I yeah, I know the actual like the recirculated or the recirculative stick decals and stuff like that was on there as actually stickers, I believe. So I don't know. We'll flip the page here. Of course, if anyone else has seen the built the Exia, please drop down the comments. Let me know. I don't. It's been a minute since I built it, so memory's definitely a little fuzzy on that one. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't remember it, but I couldn't give you a solid answer on that, so I wasn't gonna stick to it. I do remember like the actual the additional stickers that came with it were actually decals and not that. Yeah, I don't know on that one. If you do end up doing it, let me know. I'm curious too. Switching over to the other leg here. Or not the same leg actually, sorry. Let's see here. Ooh, left a lot of nubs on that bad boy. Yeah, I have a couple of done a couple of things with the son, but like mostly Pokey Plus seems to be a kind of a good transition for him for now. He's only 4, so I mean it's not too bad, but he gets it pretty well. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find my file my file here. Honestly, my I would love to see a God Gundam Perfect Grade. Honestly, that I keep holding on, hoping that they do that. And with the anniversary that came out, and they're finishing up the P Bandai, well, they just released another high grade for that. I was really hoping that they're announcing like a God Gundam Perfect Grade. I don't think. I think that would be awesome, personally, especially with the high res. Yes, yeah, absolutely. He's excited about them. I've had a couple of people, some younger kids of mine or my sons, pop over and they're like, "What are those?" And I'm like, "Well, sit down. Let me tell you a story." the I did not pre-order the Dragon Gundam. I think I seen that was already sold out too. If I popped online, I'd have double check, but I was tempted. I was tempted. I didn't pre-order it fast enough. I think if not, I'll have to I'll wait to maybe payday because I do like the effects that come with it. But it's kind of it's got a little pricier tag for them, unfortunately. But I do like the effects. Yeah, yeah. I thought I had seen it was gone already when it went live, which is a bummer. But if I know them, if I know Bandai, and this does not want to clean up very well right here. If I know Bandai, they'll release another round here in a few months, especially when they see how fast it's sold out. They want to make sure they get all that. And I think what's left is what the Bolt Gundam. Is that I think that's what's left of the cards. With all the crazy large Gundams, yep, that's what I was thinking. The Bolt was what was left. With all the crazy large Gundams coming out, I wouldn't be half surprised if we'd see a double Gundam or something coming out. Especially when they've done some high grade larger ones. Um, it's definitely I'm waiting on it. I know it's coming. It's going to be that random like release that no one's seen coming, but it'll be sweet when it happens, for sure. The scale size, I don't know. Just the color separation on this is it's so good. I'm honestly loving it. But yeah, yeah, I figured they'd do the bowl or finish up at the bowl, and then yeah, I would see them doing I don't know, maybe Master Gundam, Master Ages Gundam. I could see them doing the Master Gundam too. I don't know. What do you think? But that's a little tight squeeze there. Man, it does not want to go in there. Yeah, I think everybody's waiting on the Tequila Gundam. Yeah, I can see that. One day, one day they'll listen to the people. Yeah. What was the pinwheel? What was that one? That was Holland's, right? New Holland, if I remember right. And then they had what the mermaid one. I forget like some of the characters, man. I mean, they would have a field day if they would just go through and release every single Gundam. That was I know I would have a field day if they did that. Honestly, but they need to stop making every single one P Bandai. Just do the effect parts like they did with the God Gundam. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. A little bit of cleanup on that. That's all right. That is right. That's your favorite series, IBO? Honestly, they could make a couple more master grades from the IBO line, for sure. I liked IBO when it came out. Definitely good. It was one of the better ones that they've done in a while. But they had all those the build series and everything like that too, and um, yeah, I think IBO. I definitely brought in a lot more people starting out too, just like the Witch of Mercury did. Uh, it definitely IBO definitely brought in a lot of people too. Let's see. Wing Gundam, sure. G was mine, but Wing Gundam actually was probably the first series I watched. I liked it, but it wasn't what really did it because I like the cheesy kung fu fighting. I don't know why, but I always have. Wing was definitely good. I fell in love with the Endless Waltz movie, and there are just phenomenal, um, so many phenomenal series in that. Oh yeah, Grace would be nice. Absolutely, I think that could be a quality build for sure. Trying to think. Master grade. I think a bell would be kind of nice. That'd be a pretty good one too. They wouldn't have to stray too far from the master grade they've already done with Barbatos. It's got a very similar build. I think they could utilize some of the parts for that. Yeah, they don't have any real great ones, do they? I didn't think about that. Is that your? Are you real grade your preferred build? Oh, I. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But I know which one you're talking about, though. He would be an interesting one for sure. Yeah, it did absolutely nothing. There we go. Yeah, I love the no poly caps. I hope Bandai keeps sticking with that. They do. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on the real grade God Gundam or the new 2.0. I seen there was a display out for those. I seen a display for it recently, and it's really good. The high new is so. out of, I think my favorite out of the real grades was probably that I've built so far is Sazabi. Um, that's probably been my favorite build so far. Though I just recently did the tall geese, and I really had a lot of fun with that one too. It's kind of like right before they started getting um, really good with the kits, but yeah. So the tall geese was a blast. Now that was just a standard release, nothing, no P Bandai or anything like that. I know there's, I don't know how many they have, how many variants of that now. Of course, there's one, two, three, and I think there's an anime color accurate one as well. I know there's a third party Tuggies that came out. I've seen on online somewhere, but I forget what it was, where it was at. But I almost bought it, and I don't do too many third parties. But yeah, High New, I haven't built that one yet. Um, Definitely on my list to build still. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yeah, I think the Endless Waltz version, the actual Endless Waltz version, Tuggies 3, is probably my favorite, where it has like the Epion sword whip. But no, I see. I have the new in my backlog. I haven't built it yet, but I'm getting around to it. I have a Strike Rouge real grade. I think it's going to be the next real grade I build. But that's another perfect grade I would like to have is actually the Strike Rouge. I had that ordered one time, and it did not come in from a website, and I spent forever waiting on it, and finally I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel my order on that. But I was pretty bummed. It was like it was I forget it was one of those sites that you could order in advance, and it was supposed to show up a certain quarter, and it for whatever reason it didn't. Oh yeah, I haven't done the Master Grade Rouge on that one yet. I have, like I said, the real grade version. Just haven't got to it yet. Oh, hey Long. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been enjoying it so far. Not too much. A little bit of cleanup on the maroon, and definitely give yourself some room for some sanding on the darker colors too. So, but I mean, outside that, it's been a solid kit. It's been good all the ways around. All right, man. You have a good one too. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit and chit chatting. I appreciate that. Hope you have a good day tomorrow too. Yes, I've done a couple megas. Done the unicorn, just because of the sheer size of it, I had to. And then I've done the Ichiban Kuji RX-78 2. So some clear colors mixed into it. That's kind of what makes up the difference in that. But I've enjoyed that myself. Um, Megas are fun if you want something massive, but it's not going to take forever to build. And price wise, they're so. I would love to get my hands on an age one Mega with that the lighting core gimmick. That would definitely be one of my personal favorites. Um, No even question that one at all, but yeah. And I'm still waiting for Bandai to do an Astray in the Mega size. I feel like they should. I don't know why they haven't yet, but I feel like they should. You done any Megas? But I mean, they're Megas to me are like just a very large high grade. honestly. Yo, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. What's up, Landon? Um, yeah, so I mean, definitely like the different colors for that too. On the, I think the lighting gimmick on the Age One would be pretty cool to have. I haven't seen a release of it recently, so clean up. Try this way instead. There we go. Much better. Yes, yeah, perfect grades would definitely take you quite some time. That's all right. I like perfect grades, and I actually will build some, walk away, build a smaller kit, then come back to it. I did that with my Stray a lot. Um, Currently doing that with the master grade new Verka. I build some, then go build something smaller like this kit, and then I'll go back and build a little bit more. Now the L Strike, however, I know me. I'm gonna build that as if I can in one sitting. You know, that's the plan at least. But which you might have already said this, and I apologize. But which perfect grade do you have that you're gonna build? Yes, yeah, a break is kind of nice. Kind of cleanse the palette with a little bit smaller kits and stuff like that. That's the projects that get monotonous. I don't crank. I try to keep it a limit of. I do like a kit a week or something like that. I want to do. That's kind of my plan at least. I'll build the kit one week, then I kind of like do a review on it, and so I don't go too crazy. I'm not pumping out like a ton or anything. Yes, I'm sorry, you did say that. Oh, the perfect strike. Okay, let me know how that. I haven't got a chance to build that one yet, so let me know how you're liking it when you get into it. Um, but yeah, I definitely definitely believe in breaks sometimes, especially when you get a very overcomplicated model for no rhyme or reason. Um, I say that about the new. I know some people might be upset about that, but the new is like it looks good so far, and I'm mostly done with it. But there's just some steps I'm like, is that really needed? I feel like could have streamlined. That is a little bit older of a kit, and I get it, but the Sharzaku. I would like to see a 2.0 on the Sharzaku perfect grade too. I think they could do a lot with that one. Um, Man, there's nubs. It just doesn't clean up very good right there. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't do too many for decals. Like when I for the reviews and stuff like that, I don't do typically a ton of decals on there. Just because there is so much that goes into it. Yeah. Um, there's a ton that goes into it, so it's. I honestly just enjoy reviewing the kits for everybody, and hopefully that helps people out. You know, when they're trying to buy a kit or find something along those lines. Let's see here. Yeah. This is the blue I was talking about. The cleanup on it, it's a little bit more tricky. Even if it is that newer, a little bit like softer plastic that Bandai has. Nah, it's however you like it, man. That's the best thing I love about Gunpla. If you wanna, you just straight cut it out, and you don't want to do anything with it, you know that's yours. And there's nothing wrong with cleaning it up. I absolutely love that. If you can do some, that's probably where I get in trouble the most is, cleaning, because I want to keep cleaning and cleaning it sometimes, especially if I have leftover nubs. That's why I keep talking about them because they're driving me up a wall. Even when I see just a little bit of white like that, let's see if I can, a little bit of white on there like that. That drives me up a wall. Can't stand it. So even after I finish up the stream and everything, I'll probably still pop off and still sand it before I actually start reviewing it. Just can't help myself, but I get it. That's why I say glass files are definitely worth the investment. Look at that. It's a solid bend in that. Man, this is gonna be good. Yeah, just from what I can see in the articulation already, it's gonna be a very, very strong kit for posing. That's gonna be nice for sure. I look for them to drop some master grades for these kits too. I would be surprised if they do not. I could see them easily doing that. You don't like glass files, huh? Any particular reason? I'm curious now. I know I would say the only thing glass files that I ever have is sometimes I can bite into a little bit too much, but I don't really do that too often. Do you like actually cutting? I know some people will actually cut a sanding sponge out and then glue it to a stick to make it a little bit more narrow and accurate to stick on there. Is that what you do, or do you actually use um, different grit sanding sticks? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do have a tendency to kind of buff as you're sanding with them. Um, I will give you that for sure. They're always, you can kind of tell a difference. Let's see. I put the foot upside down. Get my handy dandy part separator out. That thing has saved me I don't know how many times. Yeah, I was gonna say it does leave a little bit of a shine on it, but okay. So then you go, so you kind of dodge the shine as much as possible, then, huh? You don't just give it to where it's about neutral. Do you um, do any painting? Yep. Yeah, so it pops a little bit, not too much. I gotcha. Yeah, I would say my biggest issue is sometimes trying to get this thing. Even this is the more narrow one. I struggle to get it into certain spots. That's I would say that's probably my biggest issue that I have. Here, I missed a piece already. Look at that. I would have noticed that a little bit later. Like, what's different from this leg to that leg? Yeah, I'm gonna say the only thing I never really liked about glass files is the shiny doesn't bug me too much, but I can bite it and bite into the plastic a little too much. Okay, paint markers are all right. Um, I've used them a little bit here and there, but they're can be a little fickle, and sometimes they're not really. They don't want to come out easily. I've actually used a paint marker. I've dabbed it into a bowl and then used the paint on a brush. I've done that a couple of times actually. But yeah, so there's that color separation looks good. There's some cleanup I need to hit right there in that gray. I don't know if anyone's watching this, seen the how much cleanup is left on the strike. Either either the Freedom Rising, not strike. I'm sorry, the Freedom Rising or the Mighty Strike. There's a lot of cleanup on that. Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious about that one. I haven't got a chance to build it yet, but this one seems to have a decent amount just because of the colors. Now I know it is white, so it shouldn't be as much. Yeah, yeah, it can, but I can usually make up for that and kind of conceal it a little bit. What kits do I recommend? What grade are you looking for? High grade, master grade, real grade? Um, I mean, there's quite a few good kits out there. There really is. And then again, that would be solely in my opinion too. So some people might like it, may not. But um, I know I'm trying to think of some kits. I would say, yeah. What line are you looking for? And then if is there a certain series that you like on that one long? So there's a lot of good kits out there. A lot of things I would recommend. A couple of things I wouldn't, but okay. Narrative. Okay, those are solid kits. I would say the only thing the what is it this Ninju sign Stein. The only thing I would probably think about would be like the color separation on the cuffs and everything. About the only thing it would probably I wouldn't like on that, but I would say I really do like the high grade Caliburn from Witch from Mercury. I think that's a phenomenal kit. I did build that here recently, and then I would say I gotta look at my kits now. I gotta think about it. Um, I would say what else would there be? Oh, yeah, I actually liked the Master Grade 2.0 of the Hayakashiki. I liked it a lot. It's very unique and it's very nice for a display. Most of the kit's undergated too. That was that's still like one of my favorite pieces. Then I really do like that one. If you get a chance, a shot at that. It's a nice kit. Definitely worth it. see, and I think the articulation's solid on that one too. Hmm, that's a tough call outside of that. Um, yeah, I mean, there's so many. I know a lot of people tend to like the unicorns too. If you get a chance to build those, I have I've built some. I like the ones that are technically the transformable ones. They're already in destroy mode, but they always look pretty nice. I did a high grade banshee. I honestly like it a lot. I would the real grade unicorns, maybe dodge those. Um, Unless you like it. There's a lot of moving parts with those, and transforming kits I kind of sway away from just because. He's looking pretty good. So yeah, that kit is mostly undergated. I actually didn't buy that kit for a long time too because I kind of sway with the away from the num marks. There's only a handful of spots that actually have that exposed nubs, and there's really not that much at all. Honestly, it is a phenomenal kit. I loved it personally. Um, I would say the only thing is maybe the antenna. That was probably the only spot that wasn't too much. Ah, thank you, man. Yeah, so definitely worth checking out. It took me. I had to watch a lot of reviews on that kit too because I was very skeptical. I'm like, man, I do not want to spend this much. Hey, what's up, GZ? Money on a master grade that's going to have nub marks all over the plating on it, and so I was very hesitant for a long time. But yeah, I finally found a review that told me, hey, this is actually undergated. So if I could spread that news around, definitely worth it. Um, and I think it's unique too. Just a couple of different setups you can do. So yeah, and I mean, and there's a ton of different Exia variants out too. I would dodge the original Exia though until they come out with a new 2.0. I figure they're going to do that once they do the release. Um, I know the new master grade line, like the Kyrios and Dynamez, for that is actually pretty renowned as well. Um, yeah, so hopefully that helps a little bit. The Sinju, it's huge. Honestly, it's just massive. So it's kind of nice. These kind of slide from what I understand. There we go. And just pop right on there. Okay. That's interesting. We'll see if that stays on there like that or not once you start moving around some, putting some poses. I'm curious about that spot. It feels pretty snug popping it on there though. I haven't. Have you? Because I've been tempted, but I haven't done it yet. I'm always kind of worried about that. Even like the USA Gundam store one that they have a box too, and I've been debated about that. I'm just afraid that I would spend $30 and I would get $30. I'm sure about that, but it would be like not be quality kits. So it looks like these go in the back. Has anyone else used the Gunpla boxes? I'm curious about that. Let me know if you have or not, and if you're watching this after the fact, drop them in the comments. Okay, well, that's good to know. I might have to try that sometime and see how that works out. All right, moving on to the backpack. Curious, so what'd you pull in one of those boxes? Hey, what's going on? Um, yeah, I'm kind of curious about that, so. Yeah, I like my high grades these days. Once kids are a little bit more self-sufficient and everything, because I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I'm very fortunate to find time. And I had to wait till even doing the streaming, I had to wait till everyone's in bed and stuff. So I've been like, I still want to build. High grades have been my go-to for the most part. But yeah, so I've been debating about it. I haven't done the boxes. I know like loot crate stuff like that. I've seen some of the anime ones, and I have some friends. Actually, one that just popped on does the loot crate thing, and they seem to pan out pretty well. So I've been kind of hesitant with the Gundam, but same time I'm like, it'd be interesting to see what they do. It wouldn't be bad for like an unboxing one day too. Yeah, so it's definitely a value then, huh? Oh wow. If you don't mind me asking, what was about the price point on that? You don't have to give me exact details, but I'm kind of curious because I've seen some. It's like I seen one. I don't know if it was the Gunpla box or not, but they're like it's like the perfect grade box or whatever, and it says you're guaranteed to get a perfect grade within your first 2 orders, but the value was like literally the price of a perfect grade. Okay. Well, I mean that's not bad then, honestly. Two master grades and with a real grade and a high grade and two action bases. I mean that's you definitely got your money's worth in that, especially if they were some one of them was at least a little bit larger of a master grade. I mean that'd be kind of fun too. You don't know what you're getting, so it's kind of surprise. Maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see. Okay, that makes sense because it does say the second month you're guaranteed a perfect grade the second month. So I was like, I don't want to invest that much that consistently. I'm like, if anything, I would just buy a perfect grade, which I kind of like hunt around the like buy sell trade in different markets like that for some. Every once in a while, some stuff pops up, but fortunate enough. All right, switching over to these wings here. Oh, not quite to the wings yet. Definitely more stuff from this one than I've done the last couple of ones, but there we go. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't know that. That's kind of neat. Did not know that at all. So you have a list of the things that's coming in there, but it's still randomized based on that list. So you have some of an idea, but not the full amount. Okay. I wonder if this blue is going to be sticking out or not. And kind of, hopefully it's concealed some, but yeah, I would think I do like the mystery box. I mean, I do like the idea of a mystery for sure. Sorry, my son was watching Scooby Doo. I've got that line stuck in my head. He was watching Scooby Doo earlier, so um, yeah. So I mean, that'd be definitely worth a shot, especially if there's at least a list to work off of. That makes me feel a little bit better on that too. And like I said, anyone else, yes, watching this after the fact, yep, let me know. I am curious to see what you guys get in those boxes and stuff like that. That would be awesome to know. Um, yeah, it always intrigues me. I've watched some of those unboxings online, stuff like that, just to get a feel, um, see what they get out of it. Because I have been curious before, I just haven't pulled the trigger. Oh, nice. Yep. Have I built the Psycho Zaku. Have not built the Master Grade SD Freedom. Have you built that one yet? I'm curious. I I've wanted to pick up the Master Grade SD Barbatos. I haven't done it yet, but I've been close a few times. I'm just not sure about the line. They look really good from everything that I've seen on them, though. It's attached in here. Let's put the side piece on first. It looks like it needs to go on before. There's been a couple of times, I guess, in this build where it looks like there is a specific order, even though it doesn't specify. Uh, it's definitely aged. It's a dated kit for sure. And the biggest thing is I I like this. The sheer size of it's awesome, but the transformation of the kit kind of takes away from the durability of it. It's hollow in the middle, if and yeah, so that's definitely the biggest thing. And then there's some color correction stickers and stuff like that too. It's not a ton, but yeah, if you like the size of it, it's gonna be, you'll be fine. But if you're looking for some like durability, quality build in it, I would maybe. Um, I haven't built the real grade Zeta, so I couldn't give you that one. But yeah, so the high grade Zeta, I would say, yes, transformation. It kind of gives up some of that for the transformation. And but the weird thing with the Psycho is that the inner chest is actually hollow, which allows room for it to adjust to go into what I call the floating chair mode. That's it reminds me of a very large floating chair. Um, so it's hollow and you get that feel because it's an older kit. The plastic is very much like very thin on the inside. So yeah, it's I would say that's the my biggest complaint about that. But if you like it for the sheer size, you'll enjoy it. I like it for the size, and it's got um, posable fingers for the most part. There's a little bit of a curve into them, which is a little odd, but it's still a fun kit to pose. Actually, I think in my review I had for that, because I did review that one as well. I had it holding the Zeta at one point, so I mean it can hold some weight in its hands, which is funny. But yeah, I haven't built the real grade Zeta yet though. But I've heard similar things along those same lines. All right, what's up? What's up? Is it Toku Punk? Say that right? There's a couple wings. So the downside of my system here, unfortunately, is I the larger pieces do not fit in my organizational box yet. So that's something I gotta look into upgrading down the road. I'm getting into it. Here is what I was talking about earlier. Um, just this, it's blue is nice, but it is the gates on this thing is massive in spots. I don't know if I can get it in there and see it or not. But yeah, that's probably my biggest dislike about cutting this kit out so far. Hopefully it blends well, but I don't know. Um, yeah, they do have a lot of color correcting in the stickers. Now I'll show you. Honestly, I've lost them along the way here, but it didn't have too many sticker decals in it for this one. The biggest color correcting stickers I had so far was it's going to be a little bit later in the kit, but honestly, it hasn't been too bad so far. I've been using the same pair of God hands for a couple years now. Honestly, I've seen some horror stories of the blades breaking and stuff like that. I've seen some people talking about it on forums just because the price of them. You know, they're higher end. But I've used them for a long time, and I use them for just about every cut that I do. Um, they might, but like I said, I've done them for a couple. I've used these ones for a couple of years now. They're getting a little dull, I think maybe, but they still cut pretty good. Um, yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done the real grade Zeta yet. I've done the revive, and then honestly, yeah, there you get look it up. There's actually a bunch of forums where it looks like the blade breaks on it. Um, so yeah, I've seen quite a few posts on that. Yeah, it wasn't the best overall kit, but honestly for Zeta, I it worked. It was it wasn't too bad. I'm about to revive, and then I did a Gundam based variant of it, and yeah, not too bad. For the transformation is the worst part. I could never get behind transformation kits, unfortunately. Not if they can work it in. So this does transform, but it looks like everything's a single one. Yeah, if I remember right, there was a ton of stickers. Oh no, that sucks. Yeah, this so far right here is the worst spot on here. The nub marks are just rough from cutting it off and how thick they are. It doesn't help. It's against that dark blue too, so. Yeah. Yeah, no, if you get a chance, look it up online sometime. It like Broken God Hands, there's people that are just like going off about how it's from the pictures I've seen most of the time it's like a blade has broke on them or something like that. Like the blade broke in half or something. Like I said, I've been using mine for a couple years, and I do like every cut with them, so I've not had any issues. I'm still kind of dumbfounded myself, but I'm maybe there's a flaw in the pair that they had or something. I don't know, but yeah, mine's been pretty good for me. Yeah, there's a lot of cleanup on this spot. That's rough. But yeah, dark blue, gotta love it. I have a master grade Mark II that I've set off to the side because I just dread anytime I have a dark blue in Bandai. Just the just the cleanup on them. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. To tell you on that one. Like I said, maybe it was a flaw in the product or something. I don't know, unfortunately, but yeah. Mine's always been good to me. I've not had any issues with it. Just trying to let's see what. What was the code, the serial number on it? Do you know? They might have been. They do have a couple of different lines out there. I think it's like SPN 120. I think those are the 5.0s is what I use. I do know there is a red handle out there that's actually a little bit different than that one. I don't know if it's maybe a different line or something like that, but yeah, I don't know on that one. It's typically I'm almost positive. Yeah, the red handles are actually considered different than the 5.0s. I don't know. Maybe it's an older one. PSN 120. Because I know they make a couple of different nippers out there that is considered that are considered in there. So let's see here. We're missing. Uh-oh. Where did we lose a part? There it is. Blended in. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, so I think those might be different. I'll have to verify that for sure, but I think they are considered different. Because I believe these ones are like SPN. Yeah. So let me see if I can get them in there. No, but these are actually SPN 120. So this is a 5.0. I don't know what the difference is between the two though. I know they have a couple of different nippers out there, and it might be maybe it's a older version or maybe just a different variant grade, because I've seen a couple of different ones out there. But if they're working for you, man, that's all that really matters. If they work for you. That's your cleanup on it. How do they do? For the most part, do you. You said you do sand down quite a bit, so. Yeah, so I mean, I was gonna say, as long as they work for you, man, that's the main thing. I used oh, the USA Gundam stores, um, or Gundam Planet. They're about the same. I used both their nippers for a very long time, piece, and honestly, they did a phenomenal job too. I just wanted to try the God hands out and see how they worked, and I've not had any issues with them. So they've been pretty good to me. It did take a while to bite the bullet though, because they are for nippers, $50+ That's crazy, but I thought it was a good investment, especially if I was consistently building for a long time. But yeah, I honestly like the Gundam Planet and USA Gundam store nippers. I use them quite a bit, and they're I know like USA Gundam store they use theirs, and then a lot of times they run a promotion like give free shipping if you buy their nippers, or they used to, and they may not anymore, but they did. Um, and knock $10 off of shipping or whatever it might be, and pay about, I think it was like 30 or 35 for their nippers. That was $25 good nippers. I didn't have any issues with that whatsoever. But I do like my God hands too. I like the way they feel in my hands. They sit nice, and they don't they're while they're thin, they don't feel like they're too thin. So, but Yeah. Spade's a good brand. Um, I yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but I would like to. I've heard nothing but good things about the Spade personally. And I like the when they do. Display does a year of the, you know, zodiac animal. They always have a release for that. There's been a few different ones now, and they have a special release. And so I've debated about picking up a special release one. I don't know if I'd actually even use it though. I'd probably just leave it in the box, display it that way. But Display is definitely a solid brand. I've heard a lot of positive things about it. I've honestly, I tried, what was it, like Rootool on. I did a review on it's off of Amazon, but it was like a relatively inexpensive nipper, and it was decent. Honestly, I was like $15 for a single blade nipper, and it was solid. I didn't have it had a little bit of like a little stiffness to the spring, but it was decent. Yes, yeah, I would probably display it right there on the shelf of my kids. I think it. I would like it personally myself, but yeah, display. I see what they're doing with a lot of stuff, and I think it's unique. I know they have a lot of different things they provide that I think is quality, and it's not decent compared to like God hands and stuff like that. It's God hand. I think nowadays is more of like you're paying a lot more for the name than anything, but yeah. But I would definitely buy it. But then, see, here's the problem. I would start doing that, and then guess what? I'd have to buy the next one and the next one, and I'd have to do it year after year, and then I'd have all these year of displayed out. I just know me. That's what I would consistently do until I would couldn't help myself. It looks like this has a sliding function in it. My guess. But yeah. So which display nippers are you looking at trying? All right. Yeah. Here's my wallet. Go ahead. That's just like P Bandai. Here's my money. Shut up and take my money. Oh, it's all right. I mean, it's that's what it is. You gotta enjoy what you got. You can't take it with you when you go. So now, if I can convince my wife of that, that's really where the catch 22 is at. Yeah, yeah. If you do end up trying them out, man, hit me up. Let me know what you think. I'm always trying to figure out what is good. Yeah, right. She would too. Like, what do you need those for? Why do you need that many? Yeah. She supports my hobby, that's for sure. God love her, but sometimes she looks at me like, "Why do you need that many models?" She's got on to me about my backlog a couple of times. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You pre-order something in June and it shows up in September. You're like, what did I get? Oh yeah, that's right. Now I usually know what I get because I'm too excited. I get the notification of shipment. I'm like, oh yes, here it comes. Can't wait to put you on the shelf and build you in a couple months. And Alicia, I'm doing better about building my backlog before I buy too many models. Just so you know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I 100% Jack. Uh, that's a fine line. I don't really want to answer that question. Plead the fifth. I'm only allowed to have one hobby at a time. Nah, she really has been good. She's definitely supported me. The YouTube thing is definitely a hobby as well, so she doesn't give me too much issues over it. So she's been really good to me, more than I deserve some days. Most days, probably every day. But yeah, sometimes she has to put a limit on my buying for sure. But I agree. It definitely equals to the makeup and the skin care products or the petties. Yeah, thank you. I am a lucky man. But let's see how we get this side here going. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I am loving this kit though. Honestly, I really am. I mean, even just some of the nub marks clean up but that's all very doable. Nice cleanup. It's easy. Yeah, see. My unicorn kit, my Holy Grail kit, it would have to be right now. Would have to be the high res God Gundam. That is a kit that I had an opportunity to buy a while back, and I did not. Put that on the wrong side. Hold on, flip that around. But yeah, so that's my Grail kit. It's one I really wish I would have picked up when I did, but I didn't do it, and I can kick myself now because they've not released it again, unfortunately. So, yep. What about you? Oh, here you go, Alicia. I used her makeup brush to dust off some of these parts, so you know. Oh yeah, Jack. What's your grill kit? What's your kit that you wish you had? Yeah, hindsight is always 2020, unfortunately. But at the time, I couldn't justify the amount that it was. And it's like, man, it was pricey. This moving down to the last. Oh, not the last part, I guess, but the head here. Just cleaning it up. It's like a space shuttle head. Part of the transformation that flips over. So I am intrigued on how that works out for sure. The real great Zeong. I've actually heard a lot of good things about that kit. When it first released, I was on the fence about it just because um, Zeong and like no legs and stuff. But I'm I've heard a lot of good things about it. Now I do still see that out here and there, and I actually think I seen that at Hobby Lobby not a few months back. So it's still out there, thankfully. I'm sure the higher res will get a reprint eventually on the God Gundam, but yeah, that's probably my Grail kit right now. Um, then I keep looking at the perfect grade Banshee with the lighting kit. Oh yeah, the battle scarred ones. Those are always fun kits. They were not kits, but figures. They were pretty cool. So yeah, if you go the P Bandai route, you could definitely get the effects parts too. Let's see right here. Yeah, yeah. Again, that's one of those gold-plated kits that I kind of stray away from. A little, always a little worse on just because of how much nubbing and everything happens with that. So making sure that I might have flipped these. Um, I can't say that I have done a third party yet. It's coming because there's so many sweet third party kits that's coming out these days. I've seen quite a few, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I know what was it, the Judge, that the Zero Gravity, that was a that was a huge success. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on some like Dragon Momoko, I think it is, the Wing series. All right, let's snap that on. Hmm. Looks like I did the wings on backwards here. Oh yeah. I'll have to check that out. Let me take this off here first and see what's going on, but yeah, I was gonna say I haven't built. I've heard the Trailblazer has been popping up a lot more here recently too. Alright, sorry, I flipped the wings around here on this, I believe. Hmm. Yeah, a couple of spots that this one's not stay on there, so. Gotta be something to do with it. See, that's the best thing about model building and troubleshooting, right? Like, why is that not working like it should? Well, we'll move on, come back to that here. But that is essentially it on the actual backpack. Interesting. I can't wait to get that transformation a little bit later on. Check it out. All right. That's driving me nuts now. Something's going on with this part right here. There we go. Much better. That was driving me up a wall. What a blocking there, trying to get that pegs in the back. I wonder if there's like a interesting. Well, let's move on. Moving on to the last little bit here, the accessories and the weapons. And then I will figure out exactly why the backpack doesn't want to sit on there, right? There, finally found the decals too. Perfect. Alright. This is where the most of the color correcting is, from what I've seen actually in it, is actually on the weapon accessories. Not even on the kit, which honestly is a good thing. I'll take that personally, but all right. So it looks like actually so you can store the beam rifle in the kit too if you're curious about that. I've never built a gun that has an inner frame, but I think they did this for the color separation, which is kind of a unique thing that they did. Just some lining up here. Don't want to fall in line. Probably have it. There we go. And add some color separation to that, so that's nice. All right. A little bit of cleanup here again. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging in here and watching the video with me, hanging out and building some Gunpla, and I really appreciate that so much. Just kind of finishing up the last little bit here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, if you did, make sure you leave a like and everything down below. And I enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight too, and I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I enjoyed, Jack. Thanks for hanging out, man. I really appreciate you doing that. Just kind of, you have to let me know about all the kits and everything you're building, man. Especially that Master Grade SD. I'm very curious about that. But of course, this will be up for review. I do about, I would say it'd be up on, it should be up by the following, this coming Monday. So I do about a week out. That way I can do a little bit of better research into it, make sure I provide some good details and information. But and of course it gives me some time to play with the kit too. You know, that's the main reason we get the kits, right? Build it and play with it. I can't. But that's pretty good. Here is the most color correcting on here. It's right here on these pieces. I'll put the stickers. There is some decals that go on the gun as well, but just for the sake of time, we'll do that later. I did want to show you these ones because these are relatively large color correcting stickers. And yes, I do believe they wrap around, which is my least favorite of all the color correcting stickers. I do appreciate it, guys. If you haven't, if you do like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really does help it out. And then also, if you like the video, that will provide, that helps the almighty YouTube algorithm kind of pick up my channel a little bit. So hit that like on the video too, if you did enjoy it, of course. And I really do appreciate you guys. I'm trying to finish up here and last little bit of decals. Oh, this is probably my second least favorite. I didn't like the gates on the wings, but I do not like wraparound color correcting stickers because, well, they just don't really stay on. They come off, and before you know it, they're on display, and then before you know it, you look in there and you see them peeling off. So, but that's all right. Honestly, if that's the worst thing on this kit, which it's not. It really is, honestly. It is, yeah. Not too bad. This was a fun kit to build, though, for sure. Alright. Just kidding. Alright, guys. I am logging off this time. I just want to hang around till the stickers get done. But see the shield here, the last little bit. Thank you so much again. It's been what? Oh, almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long run. No wonder I'm feeling a little tired. I was like, man, I'm wearing out now for sure. But it was a fun build all the way through, man. You guys made it awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Check out the review coming up here soon, guys. Next time. As always, until next time, love.